I didn't do anything wrong, but the fact that you guys are doing this to me and he's the man in this situation, I'm gonna comply. I am. I'm not gonna argue with you at all. But you have me on camera, but at the same time, what he has on camera, I have my phone, show something different. So if I need to show that, I will.
And if you ask me her apology she had today, initially, it was, yeah, I did it and I'll do it again apology.
He's a liar. He lied about a couple things that's personally, you know, just in a relationship. I pretty much, officers can understand what a relationship is about, but he lied. He's a liar. Okay. And that was something that I kind of just grasped, and emotionally, I'm just like, bet, you do your thing, but...
So Corey Holcomb didn't just call Sha'Carri Richardson messy. He tore straight into her name and her story in front of thousands of listeners on his podcast. He didn't crack jokes or throw slick shade like other comedians do. Nah, Corey went for the jugular, dragging out the one thing Sha'Carri's been holding on to. Her claim that she was the victim in her messy relationship with Christian Coleman. And Corey didn't stop at just questioning her. He straight up accused her of faking a DV situation, then threw receipts on the table that had everybody's jaw dropping. The internet went crazy, with fans now asking one heavy question. If Corey's right, how long has Sha'Carri been running with a fake victim story?
The thing here is something that I see too often.
This ain't just internet chatter anymore. Sha'Carri is livid. She's furious that someone as raw and unfiltered as Corey Holcomb is blasting her business out loud without blinking.
Male that's with you in trouble with the authorities because you know.
And let's be real, once Corey puts your name in his mouth, he ain't taking it back. Ever.
Most of the time, you have leverage over the male when you say something's wrong. I don't like people who do that in this society.
But here's the thing, this blow-up didn't just come out of nowhere. To really understand why Corey's words hit her so hard, you gotta rewind. Sha'Carri's been rocking that victim badge for a long minute, milking sympathy and painting herself like she's always the one hurt.
If you are a female who tries to use her gender to get the man you with arrested intentionally, they saw her throwing headphones at the man and everything.
Corey's takedown ripped through that whole act like a knife, leaving everybody wondering if her story was ever as real as she made it sound.
She act like it was around. I can't forgive you for that.
The breaking point didn't even come from Sha'Carri herself. It came when Corey Holcomb hopped on his show and dropped a bomb that fans had been whispering about for months. Looking dead into the camera, Corey said, Sha'Carri is dead wrong for trying to throw Christian in jail when she's the one who put her hands on him.
We're both abusive, verbally, physically, everything. And if I'm going to be open real, as we've been abused to most of this relationship, and other people, there's people who've seen that, people who know that, you know, and will still honestly come and go, toxic, push and pull, and still get over the obstacles, until I said, I have learned my lesson. I don't want to go over no more of these obstacles, right?
And she knows she's got the upper hand in this situation. That one line blew the internet wide open. For months, Sha'Carri had been trying to clean up her image, painting herself as the wounded one who deserved all the sympathy. But Corey wasn't playing nice.
So it's time for me to learn the lesson and move on, right? Me moving on now is where we've been abusive come about. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what is the reason for posting that now. Our strategy is that something for marketing, is that for business? I don't know, because you still have my email, right? And you know, my mailbox is empty. As I said, there's no mail in there. So for the people out there telling me what to say about charge, mom, she put it on the internet, so the more answer on the internet, right? Mm-hmm. If they're going to charge me, they're going to charge me. If they're not going to charge me, they're going to charge me. And I doubt that because we both have our receipts and stuff.
He cut through the act and put it out raw. He didn't just call her a liar. He broke down the whole game. He laid out how she flipped the narrative, used sympathy like a weapon, and dodged accountability by pointing the finger at Christian. And here's the thing. When Corey Holcomb stamps you as a manipulator, that label sticks hard. That's when Sha'Carri completely lost control. She jumped online in full rage mode, blasting Corey, firing off threats of lawsuits, and trying to drag him for being insensitive. But Corey wasn't pulling stories out of thin air. He was pointing to the same footage the internet had already seen with their own eyes.
24. What did you think was gonna happen?
And let's be real, the red flags were waving long before Corey ever spoke up. Sha'Carri's victim tale didn't come from nowhere. The cracks had been showing since the very start of her relationship with Christian Coleman. On the surface, they looked like the golden power couple of the track world. But behind that glossy image, the drama was already brewing. On the surface, Sha'Carri came off flashy and bold, while Christian stayed calm and disciplined. Together, they were hyped as track and field's ultimate power couple. But once the cameras shut off, the picture wasn't nearly as pretty. Christian's own family saw the cracks first. They noticed how Sha'Carri had him on lock, canceling family dinners because she needed him, dodging phone calls whenever she was glued to his side. Even teammates whispered about it, saying Christian acted different when she was around. The man would defend her at every turn, no matter what anyone said. But it wasn't about love. It looked like fear. And that's why Corey Holcomb's claim that Sha'Carri lied about being in a DV situation doesn't sound like some random comedian's cheap shot. It lines up with the same controlling, manipulative pattern people have been peeping for years. Just look back at her past with ex-girlfriend Genevieve Brown. Genevieve sat down with podcaster Kareem Boyds and opened up about that relationship, and you could feel she wasn't there to chase clout or sympathy. She just wanted the truth out. According to her, that relationship was toxic from every angle, mental, verbal, and even physical on both sides. And the most chilling moment? When Kareem asked Genevieve if she'd ever go back. She froze for a second, flinched even, before shaking her head and calling it a painful lesson. Her words hit hard. She said she was just glad to be out of it for good. That reaction alone spoke louder than anything. It was pure relief, not regret. Now, let's clear this up. Genevieve didn't just wake up one morning and decide to drag her past with Sha'Carri for clout. Nope. She only spoke up after Sha'Carri went on Instagram, throwing shots and twisting the whole story to make Genevieve look like some crazy ex. Sha'Carri's post was bold. She wrote, "I was in a relationship with a Jamaican athlete that never cared about me from the jump. I was lied to and stolen from. Yet I still protected her from the judgment of her country and family while they dragged me. I had to deal with homophobia and so much more that I'm still healing from." That post hit hard because it played the victim card perfectly. Overnight, Genevieve was painted as the villain and got canceled by fans who didn't even know the full story. She stayed quiet for a while, but eventually she was forced to speak out. And when she did, she still tried to protect Sha'Carri, calling the post damage control. But here's where it gets dark. Genevieve revealed that Sha'Carri had threatened her and even teamed up with people to ruin her name. And when you listen to Genevieve talk, you can hear the shake in her voice, like she's reliving the nightmare in real time. That's why Corey Holcomb's takedown stings so deep. He's not spinning a new tale, he's connecting the dots. From Genevieve to Christian, the same pattern keeps showing up. Sha'Carri flipping the script and sliding into the victim role whenever things heat up. So when that airport footage with Christian Coleman leaked, nobody was surprised, except Sha'Carri herself, who scrambled to spin it fast. But the footage? Yeah, the footage didn't lie. That airport footage told it all.
So you hear me, right? So this is the position that Christian Coleman puts me into, okay? Because he's a coward, and I don't want anything to do with him at this point going forward. My name is Sha'Carri Richardson. Have no problem with letting you know who I am. Haven't put my hands on him. We had an argument. I will be honest about that.
Okay.
An argument, and that's pretty much it. The argument, pretty much, he's a liar. He lied about a couple things that's personally, just in a relationship. I pretty much, officers can understand what a relationship is about, but he lied. He's a liar.
Okay.
And that was that I kind of just grasped, and emotionally, I'm just like, do your thing, but you're asking me for that is within my possession, and for my right, I don't have to give it to you because it's in my possession.
Sha'Carri wasn't the victim, she was the aggressor. Over and over, you see her shoving Christian, swinging on him while he's literally trying to walk away. Look close at Christian's body language. Head down, shoulders slumped, standing frozen like a man who's been through this before. No shock, no flinch, just someone used to the chaos. That one clip shattered the entire story Sha'Carri had been selling. But instead of owning up, she doubled down.
But when it came to the point that I saw that he chose to make it more about the police and things, and then it showed that he made a choice, so I just want to be more professional and just come professionally and let you guys know, like, hey, relationship thing, have no problem,
so
and walking up to you guys,
It's
so
not
I'm
illegal
not
to
hiding.
argue.
Right.
Was there any type of physical?
No, I didn't touch him, he didn't touch me. I will be honest.
Hit him with anything?
No, I haven't hit him with
Phones,
anything.
nothing like that?
Christian, are you serious right now?
So Washington State, he doesn't get a say.
But I understand, we were arguing. But I understand entirely. We were arguing. Okay, I'm not gonna resist. But I'm telling you that we were arguing. I didn't him. I didn't do anything wrong. But the fact that you guys are doing this to me, and he's the man in the scene, I'm gonna comply.
When the police rolled up, She flipped the script in seconds. First, she brushed it off like it was just a regular couple's argument. Then, the second she realized she was about to get cuffed, she turned on Christian fast, calling him a coward, accusing him of setting her up, and even trying to claim he put hands on her.
I am. I'm not going to argue with you at all.
I appreciate that.
But she had me on camera, but at the same time, as on camera, I have my phone, show something different, so I will.
You have your cameras all back here.
Okay, but I have my phone that shows something different. But Christian, thank you.
Don't talk to him right now.
Okay, I won't. Thank you, officer. They are arresting me right now, Christian. Sissy, they're arresting me right now. Am I gonna go actually to jail right now?
You are actually gonna go to jail.
Wait, but right now,
Yes, it's a physical
I didn't. Can he tell you that I didn't do nothing to him? Christian, are you serious right now?
Alright.
Christian, I'm about to go to jail because of right now. You know what? Okay. Okay.
And that right there is the exact lie Corey Holcomb called out. On his show, Corey said Sha'Carri knew exactly how the system worked and tried to use it to her advantage, even if it meant Christian losing everything in the process. Corey even brought up a personal story about his own son. He said he warned his boy to stay away from women with violent streaks like Sha'Carri's, but his son didn't listen and ended up catching a DV charge himself. Corey explained how his son was forced into a rehab program while the woman who set him up walked away untouched. That's why his words hit so hard. He's seen the same game play out before and he recognized the pattern instantly. Fans were glued to every word Corey Holcomb dropped because he wasn't just calling Sha'Carri a liar, he was showing receipts on how she twisted the whole story and why folks needed to stop protecting her. Comments started flooding in with people saying things like, "I had no idea Sha'Carri was like that, but I'm not shocked." And Sha'Carri Richardson is an abuser, but funny how the sponsors and Olympic Committee stay quiet. Interesting. But the real curveball came when Christian himself spoke out. Instead of defending himself, he defended Sha'Carri. In an interview, he said she needed grace and help, not punishment. The problem? He didn't look like a man speaking freely. His voice sounded flat, his words rehearsed, like someone had drilled lines into him before the cameras rolled. Fans noticed instantly. They pointed out how Christian could barely look into the camera, his body language stiff, his energy screaming fear.
Like it was just a sucky situation all around. Like, I don't feel as if like she should have been arrested. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, you know, people have discussions and emotions and stuff like that. And she have like things that she need to work on for herself, of course. And so do I, so do you, like everybody. And I'm in the business of just like extending grace and mercy and love. And I feel as if like I don't try to look at this either. Like I just look at like situations like this to just like, you know, take a step back, analyze yourself mentally, and then just try to see what you can do to be your best self so that you can move forward, so you can just be the type of person and a human that God needs you to be for his kingdom and for his glory. And so that's kind of how I look at the situation. And like,
Corey even replayed that interview on his show, breaking it down and pointing out how Sha'Carri had manipulated Christian into standing up for her, even after everything. And that's when Sha'Carri really lost it. Corey wasn't just throwing shade anymore. He was ripping apart the polished image she had built for years. She couldn't handle it. First, she rushed out an apology video, barely a minute long. But instead of owning up, she smiled through the whole thing like it was a joke. She claimed she was reflecting and taking accountability. That so-called apology video, it looked like a performance.
Hey y'all, it's Sha'Carri, and more than anything, definitely a lot of self-reflection, a lot of understanding of not only putting myself in a compromised situation, but somebody that I have a deep care and appreciation for as well is something that I'm accountable. I see myself, I'm taking this time to not only see myself, but get myself a certain level of help that overall is going to reflect who I truly am in my heart and my spirit.
And Corey shredded it live on air. He mocked her with no mercy, saying, "That ain't no apology. That's somebody laughing at y'all while she gets away with it." Fans agreed instantly, flooding Twitter with posts like, "Her apology video had zero remorse, sickening," and "This is manipulation 101. Christian needs to get away from her before he ends up destroyed." Sha'Carri tried again, this time with a long Instagram story directed at Christian, saying, "My apologies should be just as loud as my actions, honestly louder. To Christian, I love you and I'm so sorry." But by then, nobody was buying it. Fans dragged her in the comments, calling her out for apologizing for the video instead of the actual abuse. Others went harder, demanding she be removed from the league altogether. Meanwhile, Corey kept the pressure on. He reposted fans' reactions, highlighting how Sha'Carri's fake image was crumbling right in front of everyone's eyes. And it wasn't just random strangers anymore. Athletes, friends, even people close to Christian started posting cryptic messages like, "No matter how good you think it is, there's always better. Choose yourself." The message was clear. They were siding with Christian, not her. That's when the real fallout hit Sha'Carri. With Corey tearing down her story in public and Christian's circle quietly rallying behind him, she began unraveling. She ranted in private, lashed out at friends, threatened lawsuits against Corey, and even claimed the whole world was plotting to ruin her. But the louder she screamed, the more obvious it became. She was losing control. And then, silence. Christian disappeared completely. No posts, no statements, no interviews, nothing. The last anyone saw was him boarding a flight overseas, and the quiet since then says more than words ever could. So here's the real question. Is this the final collapse of Sha'Carri Richardson's carefully built image, or just the calm before an even bigger storm? Drop your thoughts in the comments, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.